St. Louis Cardinals win 6-4 over the Chicago Cubs today at Busch Stadium, and they take 2 out of 3 in the series over the Northsiders, and the Cardinals are 7-5, a nice start for them. Cardinals had a little bit of a rain delay today, though. Michael Wacha did not start well. He gave a 2-run homer to Anthony Rizzo, but Matt Michaels, he looked a lot better when he came out after the rain delay.
Yeah, he settled in at one point, retiring 7 Cubs in a row, 2 1-2-3 innings in that stretch, and Wacha had his good stuff. He struck out 8 today, Will, but at times it seemed to be like in fits and starts to begin the game. When he went down the home stretch, basically the only thing that took him out was a lefty-righty matchup when the Cubs were threatening to come back in the game in the later stages. Other than that, I think we would have seen Michael Wacha go a full 7, still 6 1/3 today, and very strong, a 2-win season to start in 3 tries. Pretty good for the young man on the hill for the Cardinals.
The guy who stood out to me today was Peter Borges, the center fielder. His speed certainly becoming a weapon for the Cardinals. He scores on a very short sacrifice fly, albeit not right the sacrifice fly we saw that Billy Hamilton scored on earlier this week for the Cincinnati Reds. But if he gets on base, that speed can be a threat.
Yeah, it can be, and I think Borges can be a versatile player for these Cardinals as long as he is healthy. We've seen him hit as high as the 2-hole. Colton Wong hitting there today because of the lefty-lefty matchup at the top. It appears that Mike Matheny wanted against Edwin Jackson, who kind of blew up for the Cubs, to be quite honest, and it didn't really give them a chance to win, even with that 2-run lead to start things off early on. So Borges is going to be able to do that, and for a team that we've seen have some struggles with the bench in the early season, if that becomes a trend, you need Borges to be that all-around guy in the outfield to give you pop wherever he comes in the lineup.
We asked Colton Wong about his middle infield running mate, Johnny Peralta, who had 2 hits today. He was hitting basically below 100. He got back onto the interstate at 111 today after a 2-hit performance. And Colton said that the start might have been getting to him a little bit, but said that Peralta's a professional hitter. He knows how to break out of slumps like that, even to start the season.
Well, you have to be able to. I mean, if you want to think about that battery, I mean, Wong's on a 6-game hitting streak now. And like you said, Peralta coming into the game was hitting south of 100. And you might expect 1 or 2 games to start the season, but not going into the 7-8 territory. That's just not what any pro hitter expects. You look across the state at what Mike Moustakas did or didn't do early in the season, and finally you get a couple of hits and break out of it. I'd expect Peralta, he's a professional. He knows what he's doing. If anything, he can pick it up with his glove in the middle of the infield a little bit. I'd expect to see him start to get on track here as the weather warms up a little bit in late April.
Concern a little bit for Trevor Rosenthal, Matt. I know that he just picked up his 4th save, but the velocity is down. It seems like a lot more guys are putting bat to ball now on him.
Well, he had a triple with 1 out hit against him. It was Junior Lake's first triple ever, the young member of the Chicago Cubs in the outfield. I think that there might be a little bit of reason to be concerned, especially in these games where you have the margin at 3 or so runs, and maybe this is just Rosenthal relaxing a little bit. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is that there are going to be times when you have no margin for error and you can't let up that triple and single to get it to 6-4, the final score today. Maybe a good thing that Rosenthal had that cushion today to kind of get out there and get used to it, and he could perhaps get on a roll. He still has good stuff. But if you get in a little bit of a rut, we know how closers can have their heads messed with. You don't want to have that to start your season. And right now, 4 saves for Rosenthal, so the results are there. Just need to get on track, like all the Cardinals do, I think, right now at 7-5.
And the Cardinals take on a team in the Milwaukee Brewers who's won 9 in a row. Is it too early to call this a statement series, Matt Michaels?
Maybe not. To tell you the truth, because a team that wins 9 games in a row is rolling. You can't win the division in April, but you can lose it. You can fall behind in that division race, and right now the Brewers have separated themselves from the pack quite demonstrably in the early going. So let's see if the Cardinals can't take 2 or 3 up in Milwaukee and do a little bit of damage in the division early on.
6:15 is our pregame start on KTGR for a 7:10 first pitch from Miller Park. Lance Lynn goes against Matt Garza in the opener tomorrow night. For now, 6-4. The Cardinals win over the Cubs, take 2 out of 3, and they are 7-5 on the season. For Matt Michaels here at Busch Stadium, I'm Will Palaszczuk on the Zimmer Sports Network and KTGR, as well as KTGR.com.